Wiskin 7-minute homemade PE challenge. Today, as it's the summer term, we're going to be looking at some racket and ball skills, and in particular we're going to be practicing some tennis skills. So you will need a tennis racket and a ball, and if you haven't got a tennis racket and a ball, you could use a cricket bat and ball. Alternatively, you could even use rolled up socks as well. First thing we're going to do before we do anything else is we're going to get into good habits by doing a warm-up. Although the activity for the tennis is not that much running around, we do need to get into good habits, and we do need to get that blood flowing around the body and our heart beating faster and get our muscles ready. So let's get warmed up. First thing we're going to do is going to start by just jogging on the spot, nice and light. Just get that body moving, get the blood flowing around the body, get our heart to start beating a little bit faster. And we're going to bring our knees up nice and high. Good high right angles, get those knees up really high. That's excellent. And jogging, just nice and light on the spot. And then what we're going to do this time is going to flick our feet up behind us. So we're going to put our hands behind us, we're going to try and touch our hands. So we're just going to try and flick our feet up behind us. Excellent, and jogging on the spot, good. And this time we're going to flick them to the outside. So we're going to try and touch our outsides of our foot on our hands. Good. So we should start to feel ourselves breathing deeper now. That heart will start racing a bit more. Going to bring our foot across our other knee this time. Nice little dynamic stretches this one. Bringing it across, we're just going to stop each time and then bring it across. Touch the inside of your foot on your hand. Jogging on the spot again. And a few more little dynamic stretches. We're going to lunge forwards, hold, and then the other foot, hold. Good, jogging on the spot. Going to lunge again. This time we're going to twist the upper body. Good, jogging on the spot. One more. Lunge forwards, twist. Good, jogging on the spot. And then last little bit, we're going to just put in a quick sprint. So it's 5 seconds. Ready? Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And jogging. And we're going to do one more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And jog. Excellent. So, should be ready for our tennis activity now. Heart's racing, blood's pumping around the body, muscles are nice and warm. Let's go. Okay, so on to our activity. And we've got a short tennis racket here, and I've got a sponge ball. As I said earlier, you could quite easily use a racket and a pair of socks if you haven't got a ball, or you could even use your hand and a ball. You could use a frisbee to try and keep it up, cricket bats, anything like that. It's all about eye to ball coordination, and it's all about keeping that ball under control, what we like to call ball manipulation. So first of all, holding the racket properly, we're going to hold it in chopper grip. So thumb over the top, fingers underneath, and the arm is going to follow the racket down in a nice straight line. Okay, so we're pointing it out like so. So again, thumb over the top, fingers underneath, nice chopper grip. And what we're going to do, turn our racket to the side, and the first thing we're going to do is just going to try and balance the ball on the top. Okay, now you can all have a go at this. If it falls off, obviously pick the ball up and have another go, but try and keep the racket nice and still, keep it nice and flat, keep it under control, and also make sure you're looking at the ball. If you're not looking at the ball, it is going to move. All right, so make sure you're looking at it. So nice little go. If it falls off, pick it up, try again, try and keep the ball in the middle of the racket there, okay, and it'll keep it under control. If you've mastered that, then let's try moving with it. So we can move away, so we can move backwards, okay, 3 or 4 steps, and we can come forwards, 3 or 4 steps. We could even go sideways, keeping that ball under control. Good. Okay, excellent, well done. Now, next one we're going to do is going to try and keep that ball up and down on the racket. So again, nice flat racket. Going to drop the ball onto it first. Don't throw it because it will bounce back off. Make sure you drop it and it won't get the same height. And then we're just going to try and keep little movements with our racket. So we're going to try not to swing the racket, okay, because the ball will go too high. It'll go back over our heads because we're changing the angle of the racket. We're going to try and keep it nice and flat. So it's here, lots of little bounces, and we're going to count how many you can do. If you're in foundation class, you can easily have a go at this and try and maybe do 3 or 4. If you're in year 6, okay, it would like you to try and see if you can get up to 20, 30 maybe, even going higher than that, okay? But it's all little bounces, not too high, otherwise we lose control. If it falls off again, pick it up, remember what your score was, and try and beat your last score, okay? Keep that ball nice and low though, okay? Not too high. The higher it goes, the more out of control it is. So lots of little touches on the racket there and not swinging it too much. Excellent. Now, next one is the opposite. So, racket nice and flat again, making sure we got that chopper grip. We're going to hit the ball downwards to the floor this time. So what I like to call basketball hits. So we're going to drop the ball first, not throw it, and then we're just going to push the ball down to the ground. Now look how the ball is moving this time. It will move in different ways off of the racket, okay? And so you need to move your feet. Make sure you're hitting the middle of the racket. Make sure you're looking at the ball, keeping it under control. Lots of little tiny hits, okay? Don't swing the racket, otherwise you change the angle of the racket is going. So try and keep that ball nicely under control. Don't change the racket head, okay? Keep it nice and flat, all right? And last one we're going to do is we're going to try a little bit harder. For those of you a little bit older in the school, is going to use both sides of the racket and what we like to call twiddles. So we're going to keep that ball going around like so. Again, your racket needs to be flat every time you hit the ball, and you need to make sure you look at the ball. Hit the ball a little bit higher than you did before when you're doing keepy ups. Okay, keep your eyes on the ball, looking carefully, making sure you're ready to move, okay, and trying to hit the middle of the racket. Okay, that completes our 7-minute homemade PE challenge. I hope you enjoyed that. Some nice tennis racket and ball skills, something you can practice in the garden by yourself. Really good idea to get the eye to ball coordination going. And if you set yourself targets, you'll know you're improving each time and getting better and better. Keep practicing, try your best, and good luck.